welcome to Hindustan Times. We are speaking today from Noida International Airport, the airport that is much talked about and opens for the flyers just in 2 days' time. This airport is expected to cater to all the Western UP people and NCR. Speaking more on this, we are joined today by Christoph Schnellmann, the Vice Chairman of the airport, and the CEO, Nitu Samra. We'll start with Ms. Samra. First question to you will be, when the flights begin, what is all that you have done with respect to the access to the airport? How will people be able to come to Noida?
Thank you, Neha. Welcome to Noida International Airport. I think just 2 days before, as you said, to this exciting day, let me try and tell you more about the passengers and the connectivity. So I think first of all, Noida Airport, where is it strategically placed, is well connected with the Yamuna Expressway, and this is a signal-free connectivity, and it takes almost 25 minutes from Greater Noida and 45 minutes from Noida for various passengers, and then it's also well connected with various parts of Gurgaon, Faridabad, etc. And so what we've ensured is that there are different modes of transportation available for our passengers from different budgets to different ranges, so ranging from our airport-based taxis, from the app-based taxis. We've also engaged with various state transport corporations, and there will be buses available from different cities and different states, be it Haryana or be it Uttar Pradesh, etc.
We're speaking about domestic airport operations that will commence from 15th. What are your plans with respect to international flight operations? When can flyers expect that? And what is the kind of footfall that you're seeing, you're expecting by the year end?
So I'll answer the first question on your international operations, Neha. So we expect the international operations to begin by the end of this year. And coming on the domestic operations, so on 15th June, we are starting with few destinations with almost 6 flights a day, and then ramping up to more than 20 destinations from July onwards. And this will slowly ramp up as the various processes, etc., get settled, and we will see more destinations coming in through the end of the year. In terms of footfall, for our first financial year, we expect the traffic to be in the range of 4.5 to 5 million passengers. But then as we ramp up, we'll see further development and we'll keep updated.
Christoph, I'll come to you. You have been an old hand and you've seen this project since day one. What do you think, at such a situation where aviation industry is seeing a lot of headwinds because of all the Middle East conflict, do you think that this will impact the kind of growth you have estimated for your first phase?
Welcome to Noida International Airport. We're super excited to be, finally ready to welcome passengers and aircraft in just a couple of days. We're incredibly confident in the growth prospects for aviation in India. And as we've been developing this airport, we've successfully, I think, encountered or been surprised by and managed a number of crises, starting with the COVID crisis. And we've seen air traffic rebound incredibly quickly after that in India. We've seen the war in Ukraine, and now there's the West Asia crisis, which has disrupted significantly aviation in India and across the world. But we're very confident in the resilience of the industry in India. We're confident of the demand for air travel in India, and our long-term growth prospects for the airport and for aviation in India remain undiminished.
Can you speak something about the airfares? There were reports about how flying from Noida would be cheaper compared to Delhi airport. But that's something that is not happening because of the airport charges, the UDF, etc. So how do you think will you be able to attract passengers, or what's the USP that Noida is going to offer from day one?
I don't think that's a correct assessment. I don't think that airfares to and from Noida are higher because of the airport fees. We understand that costs are important, and we've been very deliberate from day one of the airport to design an airport infrastructure, to design process at the airport that will allow for quick, easy, and cost-efficient operations for the users. We see now that the tariffs that have been determined as part of the regulatory tariff determination process are absolutely competitive, are absolutely on par with other greenfield and brownfield projects across India, across the country. And I'm certain that tickets to and from Noida will be absolutely competitive.
Do you think the airlines will be discouraged to come to Noida Airport because of this?
Will airlines be discouraged? I think the response that we're getting from the airlines is that they believe in the potential of the airport, that they believe in the catchment, and they've started with I think a very exciting flying program to and from the airport. So the response that we're getting is that we're excited to be able to operate routes to and from Noida Airport.
Can you talk about all that Noida Airport will give the passengers, or how different is it in terms of facilities and in terms of everything that you've done new to attract passengers?
I think we're standing here in this wonderful check-in hall at Noida International Airport, and I hope that you can see, and I hope that passengers will be able to experience that we've really, on the one hand, been, trying to develop and to open an airport that evokes a sense of place, that is picking up a lot of this very rich architectural heritage of Western Uttar Pradesh. If we look at the materials, if we look at some of the ornamentation. And at the same time is an airport that's quick and that's easy to use and easy to walk through as a passenger.
Tell me one thing, you are almost 21 months delayed from what you had expected. How has it, or what do you estimate about how it impacts your growth plans?
I'm looking at it differently. I think if we look at where we've started, if we take a step back and we see where we started in 2019, if we look at some of the challenges that we faced, whether it's the COVID crisis, whether it's the war in Ukraine, whether it's now the West Asia crisis, I think we can all be proud of how quickly we've developed Noida International Airport, and now we're super excited that we're able to open it and to welcome our first passengers in just a few days.
Christoph, tell me something about your experience handling two airports, because you're an old hand and you've been there in the system.
No, I think as airport investors and developers, we're incredibly privileged that we've been able to develop not just one, but two new greenfield airport projects in India. We've been doing business in India for over 25 years. We bring over 75 years of experience internationally developing and operating airports. We're proud to have been one of the promoters of Bangalore International Airport when it opened in 2008, and that experience has given us the confidence and to continue looking for opportunities to do business in India, and now here we are.
Right. Speaking about that, a lot has been spoken about how Delhi Airport, is right next for the passengers an option. How do you see this as? Do you see it as as a competition, and if not, why?
I think the word you used is option. I think that's the important one. I think with the opening of Noida International Airports, the travelers to and from Delhi, the national capital region, have a second option to fly from, and we're excited to be providing that second option to the travelers, providing this additional direct connectivity to Delhi, to the national capital region, and to Western Uttar Pradesh.
One last question from you, Nitu. Can you speak more about what kind of international destinations can we expect, the flyers can expect from Noida?
So as I said, that we will start the international destination towards the end of the year, and we've been in touch with the airlines. So there are interest from various airlines for various destinations which are from Southeast Asia, the UAE, etc., which have currently expressed interest, and even the other destinations have also shown interest. But these things will get firm up more towards the winter season and when we start at the end of the year. So we'll keep you posted then.
Okay, and can you speak something about, one of the specific things that you would want the passengers to focus on once they're at the airport? Any kind of art that the airport has, etc.?
So I think there are a lot of such elements. I mean, when we have designed the airport, we have kept the Uttar Pradesh and the Indian culture in perspective. So you would see, and the passengers would also see various elements which they would see coming from cultural perspective, be it the floor or the whole forecourt which has been built. But if you're asking one of that from my end, I think one thing when you do the security check-in after that, the courtyard at the SHA, which allows the passengers after check-in to sit and take some time relief in the fresh air. So that's something which is one of my favorites in that. But there are, as I said, multiple elements even of art. As you'll walk around the terminal, you'll see there's an art by Mr. Paresh Mehti, one of the renowned artists at the airport, and then also other pieces of art reflected here.
Okay. And one last question from me is, what do you see the growth? How is the growth going to be for Noida Airport as per your estimates in the coming 5 years?
See, we are highly confident of the long-term potential of this catchment. So, as I mentioned earlier, that where we are positioned and the Western UP catchment, and then parts of Delhi NCR, including Ghaziabad, Faridabad, are all well connected to Noida Airport. So, with that, we are confident that in the next 5 years we should be able to grow as projected in terms of our traffic, both domestic, international, and the other facilities, etc.
Any numbers that you can throw?
I think, as I said, we'll stick to the first year numbers that which we expect in the range of 4.5 to 5 million, and then we see a good growth happening from there.
Okay, apart from the airlines that have already announced their operations, do you see any, are you in talks with any kind of airlines that want to start operations from Noida?
Yeah, we are in talks with various airlines. So as you're aware, on 15th June, 2 days from now, Indigo will start, and then on 16th, Akasa will start. And after that, we see there are discussions with other airlines like Air India, Air India Express, which should also start sometime soon.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. This was the senior management of Noida Airport. And stay tuned with Hindustan Times for all Noida International Airport related news and for aviation sector. Thank you.